My name is Ann Moss Rogers. Ann Moss is my first name. Rogers is my last name. And I'm a volunteer for the American Foundation of Suicide Prevention. And I also have a blog called Emotionally Naked at AnnMoss.com. I'm also a survivor of suicide loss. I lost my son Charles 2 years ago in June to suicide. He was the funniest and most popular kid in school. Yet the funniest and most popular kid in school died by suicide, which is really unfathomable. He was an emerging rap artist. He had one on iTunes and he was working on his second album. And I'm going to share a story with you. After he died, a young lady came up to me and she said, "There is something I want to share with you." And because I've remembered it all these years, and she said, "I was in school one day and I suffered from depression. And I had to pick myself up out of the bed that day and drag myself to school. And I had to put on my face of a clown to act like nothing was wrong." Charles, who hardly knew me, I knew him because everybody did, was standing across the hallway and he could tell I was sad. And he came and he stood right in front of me and immediately broke into a rap song that he invented on the spot just for me. And for the adults out there, that's called freestyling. So she was totally taken aback. Like, nobody had ever done anything like this. What a shock. And then she started to die laughing. And her friends started to die laughing. And then he offered her a hug and he went on his way. And she told me that that moment has stuck with her. I think as talented and as gifted as Charles was, this was his greatest gift, letting other people know that they mattered. I think that's something we can do every day. It's really easy. So for you parents out there, I think maybe we can take away from that we need to listen more, use these, and lecture less. For you students out there, I really think it means connecting with others, getting out of your own head. Because I want you to be able to ask for help. I have suffered the most devastating loss of my life, but I still have hope. And if I can still have hope, so can you. So I'm going to close on a message of hope. I mentioned earlier I have this blog called Emotionally Naked. And in May of last year, I wrote this post because it was going around in my head called The Final 48 Hours. And basically, it's about them telling me about my son's death and my reaction to that. Who would want to read that? I thought. That day, 16,000 people read that post, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. And then I got a letter from a young lady named Lauren, and it said, 2 days ago, I thought about taking my life. Reading a post from a mother who's felt such devastating pain has changed my perspective on life. And I have decided to reach out to my own mother and father and tell them what I have been meaning to tell them for the last 4 years. And that's that I suffer from depression and suicidal thoughts. Thank you for giving me the courage to write this letter. But you know what? I did not give Lauren the courage to write that letter. She was already looking for validation to reach out, and she just happened to find my blog post. It's moments like that keep me going, and I'm so proud of her for having the courage to reach out, because that's what it takes. And thank you for being here today and showing your support for a cause that for so long has been brushed under the rug. I've been working in mental health for 7 years now, and I have waited to see this kind of crowd. So thank you so much for being here today.